Jean Valjean.
Jean Valjean.
Jean Valjean. Tell me about how you came up with that band name.
Well, I really hate coming up with band names. I feel like it's a really hard thing to do, and I'm not good at it at all. So I came up with a bunch of really lame names, one of which was actually Cosette from Les Miserables. And I thought it was a brilliant name because to me, her character, I relate to her character quite a bit. Going from like this orphan girl to being someone who's like well taken care of by her father, and to me it's like my father in heaven takes such good care of me. So to me it was like, oh, Cosette, like that's a great name. And then my friend Casey, who I play with, was like, it sounds kind of like Corvette, like people are saying it's Corvette. So he was like, Jean Valjean. I was like, yeah, Jean Valjean. So I love the way it sounds, but I also just love what it represents. His character and his transformation as a person, and just the beauty of mercy and grace that's depicted in his life story. I so connect with that. So that's kind of why I think it represents me and sort of what I want to portray through my music. Sure.
So, let's see, how did you get started writing music?
Well, actually, I started writing music when I was really young. I think when I was like 7, I had this tape player that had like a tape recorder on it with like little mic, and so I would make up songs about like heartbreak and falling in love, you know, stuff you go through when you're 7 years old. I wish I could find those tapes because I think they'd be hilarious, but yeah, like I started writing songs when I was really young and singing. I just always was singing, and then I kind of lost that for a while, and in middle school I think it was, I started singing in the choir, and that was sort of the beginning again of like getting back into music, was like figuring out that I do love to sing. Wow, I like to sing. And then meeting other people like in middle school who love to write, and then I just was like, well, maybe I should start writing. So I would just start writing sort of like stream of consciousness, whatever came to my mind. And I think it was when I was 12 or 13 that my dad gave me his old guitar from when he was a teenager. It was this old Ovation with like the round back. And so I started learning all these Joni Mitchell songs on it. And from there I just kind of started making stuff up. I would just sort of play, you know, and whatever came out, and then it turned into songs. But writing music has always been a really worshipful thing to me, so it's really the way that I connect with God. And to me, like, I would just sort of be sitting in quietness and playing music, and then songs would come out of that place. So,
So what's the next step for you? Like, where are you in your musician journey?
Well, right now I'm working on recording, which is a process for sure. I have been playing with a drummer, and so the two of us are going to try to record an EP. That's like the goal. That's the next goal. Recording is hard for me, but yeah, once I record that EP, I just want to start playing out more, however I can. I'm really into collaborating right now. I just did a show in Vancouver with some dancers, and that was amazing because I played the music live while they danced, while they performed, and then we had an artist painting, and it was an amazing experience because we were able to play off of each other quite a bit, and it just made it so much more powerful. So I really want to do more of that, like playing music with artists or dancers and just collaborating all over the place. So.
Great. And have you found that kind of culture of collaboration in San Francisco?
Not quite yet. I mean, I haven't been here very long. So I think for the amount of time that I've been here, I've found quite a bit. But yeah, I'm just always looking for more people to create with and experiment with. So.
Great. And how long ago did you move to San Francisco?
About 4 months.
Oh, how are you liking San Francisco?
I love it. It's like a perfect fit. I love how beautiful everything is. Like, all the buildings here are just beautiful everywhere you go. I live in the Tenderloin, and sometimes you forget there, like, even in a place where there's a lot of like darkness or whatever, and you're kind of distracted by that, if you look up at the buildings, like, they're glorious, like so gorgeous, you know? So I feel like, yeah, and even just how many like parks and gardens there are here. It's just such a beautiful place. So I love it.
It's great.
I love it here. Yeah.
What are some of your musical influences besides Joni Mitchell?
Joni Mitchell is a big one. I think in terms of songwriting, Joni Mitchell was one of my first influences. I listened to a lot of Ella Fitzgerald in my time. People like Lauryn Hill, like those are the people I sang along to a lot growing up. Like I listened to a lot of hip hop when I was growing up. So like TLC, like girls like that I learned to sing along with, you know. But then lately, I think I've just been influenced by a lot more like experimental stuff. So like Sun Lux, like more stuff with like really simple lyrics and just amazing like beats, you know, and sounds and things like that. So
definitely.
Yeah.
And what is one song lyric that you wish you would have written?
So I love hip hop, and Shad is one of my favorite hip hop artists, and one of his songs, I think it's the outro to his TSOL album. He says, "My heroes have the heart to lose the life I want to live." Kind of like in line with lose your life and you'll find it. Like, I think the people I look up to the most are the people who are so willing to like pour their lives out for others, you know. And like I get so caught up with wanting what I want and pursuing my dreams and everything, and like I just think that line is brilliant. Like, they have the heart to lose what I want the most. So
that's great. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming and shooting
my
a show.
pleasure.